Oh, Chipotle Mexican Grill, when will you ever get it right? Let's go over the 8 things that Chipotle has messed up over the past few years. Number 8, Tasty Made. Now, Chipotle just closed down on February 28, 2018, its very first hamburger restaurant. Now, Chipotle back in 2016 saw what was happening. It saw In-N-Out killing it on the West Coast. It saw Five Guys expanding quickly to the East Coast. So it pinpointed Ohio, Lancaster, Ohio, in the middle of the country to open its very first Better Burger restaurant. And it opened in October of 2016, and it lasted for just a year and a half. If you check out the Yelp reviews and other reviews, they were pretty mixed, surprisingly negative. Probably a good reason why Chipotle had to close down Tasty Made. Number 7, Chiptopia. Now, in the third quarter of 2016, Chipotle got into the loyalty rewards program market. They rolled out a card that for 3 months gave you free entrees for the more visits you came. On any given month, between July, August, and September of 2016, if you went in on your 4th visit in that month, you'd get a free entree. The same thing would happen on your 8th visit, and then your 11th visit. And it did work. Chipotle did say that it got 6 million people to sign up for the free program, and more importantly, 2.5 million of them, so almost half, actually came back at least 3 times in any given month to win that free entree. Now, Chipotle does say, and it said at the time, that it's working on a more permanent loyalty rewards program, sort of like what Starbucks or Chick-fil-A have, but as of right now, nothing. Number 6, breakfast. Now, there are a few things as widespread, popular as the breakfast burrito. You can go to McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, and even Taco Bell and order a breakfast burrito, so why not Chipotle? Well, a few years ago, Chipotle began testing breakfast burritos, breakfast tacos, and even breakfast bowls at some of its airport locations that are contractually obligated to be open during the morning. But as they opened in Baltimore, Washington International Airport, and Dulles Airport, they quickly found out that even though offering some breakfast options, which is basically just putting scrambled eggs and herbed potatoes in their burritos or their tacos or their bowls, people were still getting the regular stuff instead. So Chipotle threw in the breakfast towel, gave up on breakfast. Those restaurants are still open in the morning, but it's just the regular Chipotle menu. Number 5, food safety. Now, there were a few widely publicized E. coli and other foodborne illness outbreaks in late 2015, and they all just happened to be in Chipotle. So, Chipotle got serious about it. When it saw people stop going to the restaurants and they started freaking out, Chipotle made big stands. They hired a food safety chief. They went in and they changed their food prep process. They tried to do everything to clean up the process and prove to people, hey, Chipotle's safe, you can come back in. But then in 2017, a location in Virginia had to close down for a while, what appeared to be a norovirus outbreak. So yeah, you can't blame Chipotle for some of these things, or maybe you can, but it's just bad luck for a company that still can't shake that 2015 outbreak. Number 4, Shop House Southeast Asian Kitchen. Now, just as Tasty Made came and went, Chipotle had a more ambitious plan back in 2011 when it opened the first Shop House Southeast Asian Kitchen in DuPont Circle in Washington, D.C. And it's serving up Asian-inspired dishes using Chipotle's assembly line style. And it grew to 15 locations through Maryland, through Illinois, through California, before it closed them all down. All the leases were handed over to new buyers in March 17th, 2017. And Shop House, it takes its name from the colonial buildings found in bustling Southeast Asian cities where families would live upstairs in places and live above the markets and the noodle shops that they ran on the ground floor. And yeah, speaking of the ground floor, Shop House is gone. Number 3, buñuelos. Now, Chipotle was teasing about putting in a new dessert item back in early 2017, and they even said they had 2 items they were testing, and they talked about one of them, buñuelos. And we did find out what it was because it started serving them at the New York City test kitchen. It's basically fried tortilla strips sweetened with sugar, cinnamon, and honey, and served with a cup of caramel apple butter for dipping. An interesting way to possibly increase revenue for the company by getting people to buy for one more item after they finish their meals, but it apparently did not test very well. And Chipotle said in early 2018 that it's not going forward with buñuelos at the time. Number 2, chorizo. Now, Chipotle started actually testing the savory pork and chicken sausage back when they had their breakfast restaurants open at the airport locations. But in the fall of 2016, it rolled out as its first new protein in years across all Chipotle restaurants. But 11 months later, it was gone. And while it could have stuck around, chorizo clearly wasn't as popular as the original entrees and even the sofritas, seasoned tofu item. But The worst thing about it was that the reason it took it away 11 months later was for number one, queso. Now, Chipotle introduced queso in September 2017, promising that it would be the natural, better form of queso, all natural. The problem is that people's association with queso is this processed, sort of almost melted Velveeta kind of experience, not very healthy and very difficult to duplicate with natural products. So, unlike what you get at Moe's or most of the other Mexican restaurants out there that do offer queso, Chipotle's queso really disappointed most people. It didn't stick to the chips. It was clumpy. It was almost like too tart. It's almost impossible to eat on a tortilla chip rather. So Chipotle is still going through with queso. They haven't changed the recipe. They think people will come around, and they say that most people, they say 93% of the people that have ordered them on their entree, not as a dipping for their tortilla chips or anything else, enjoyed it. Look online. Look up Chipotle queso reviews. It does not look well for the company. And that's it. Those are the top 8 mistakes by Chipotle Mexican Grill. Get better. Out.